How many miles have you done since you left?
I think in miles, I had to go to computer.
Oh, it's kilometres.
About 400,000 kilometres.
Yeah.
Since '99.
Yeah. All on the same bike.
1991 Honda.
A 91.
91 Honda Africa Twin. It had done about 50,000 miles before I left England.
Right.
But there were 30 to 50, I don't know.
And they haven't made them for about 10 years.
No, they stopped making them in 2002.
Yeah.
And I want another one now for my next trip. Well, to finish this trip off.
Yeah.
Finish
this one.
Well,
so you're not actually properly back yet. I thought you're probably going to be spending the rest of your time on your allotment or something.
No. I'm off to Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
And Mongolia. And Russia and Korea. Because I didn't get into them. Well, I didn't get into them because my passport were nearly up, and they won't let you in. You've got to have a 12-month passport.
Oh, really?
To get into these.
So there's some unfinished business.
Oh yeah, I just come back, change my bike, underclothes, off again.
Right. Well, I mean, 400,000 kilometres.
Yeah.
14 years. How many pairs of underpants have you got through?
Not many. The last place very serious. The last place I was at, my underpants was in very early. Your job to tell which were waist or the legs or which were arse. So I thought I'll have some at home. So I turned them round back to front, and they were all right because when I went to the toilet, they were ready. Now then, the last place farm I was stopping at, the lady must have come into the bedroom cleaning up, saw my underpants on the floor, neatly in a hole, and washed them. And I looked out of the window, and to my surprise, they was on the line. So I felt a bit embarrassed. So I thought, how can I get out of this? So I went out and said, excuse me, you've washed my rags up that I had for cleaning my bike. They're only rags. She said, one for you. I thought it was your underwear. I said, no, not them. They were just some rags I had for my bike. So I got them back and I put them on again that night.
Right, so you've only had 2 pairs of underpants for the whole journey.
I've had more really, but they are bloody rough. Because I use them for swimming trunks and everything. You know.
Right.
But I've got
not the same ones which you could.
Oh, no. Well, if I did, I'd put them all the way around then.
Yeah.
But
I'd always walk backwards.
Me and you should be on television doing a show. Yeah. Because you are very quick. You know, you're very quick-witted.
No, I'm not.
Well, I do. As long as you do. And you. Oh, big man. And you could fire questions at me.
Yeah.
And because you're very into motors and stuff like that, you're right.
Yeah.
I tell you where I'd like to get on to, because everybody.
Well, hang on. We'll come on to that. We're on statistics.
Oh, statistics. Yeah.
So it's 400,000 kilometres, 2 pairs of underpants. What about your bike? Did you have to say one bike?
One bike, same bike. When I was in Sudan, I got lost.
Right.
Because the sun went in, and I don't have no to navigate all its sun, and I got a sandstorm, so I got very lost in Sudan for 2 weeks, and it got the air filter isn't good enough for Sudan and sandstorms, and it got.
Strange that it's called a Honda Africa.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But it got sand in through paper air filter, and then it started using a bit of oil. But I didn't do anything for 5 years. I just carried on. It was only about a pint to 150 mile, 1,500 mile, or 1,000, or 2,000 mile, 2,000. So I didn't do it for 5 years. But then when I was in New Zealand, Honda, Blue Wing Honda, the importers of Honda in New Zealand, let me use a workshop. So I just put 2 new pistons, rebored it, 2 new pistons, re-grabbed valves in, and that's it. And now
you did all that work yourself?
Yes, and they helped me as well. I was in their workshops. Right. That's when I came back to England for a lot of spares for it as well.
Right.
Because you can't get them out there, and it's difficult getting stuff off the phone, you know. So I came back, had a look at my wife, because I hadn't seen her for 4 years. And then I got, 3 years. And then I got all my bits, went back and fitted. And they were right. So now it does about between 8 and 10,000 miles between oil change, and never uses a drop.
Excellent.
And then that's it.
So what are the statistics? How many countries did you visit?
I should think about 100.
Right.
You know, 100, you know. And normally I go and get lost in every one. I don't zip through it. I mean, it took me 6 years from bottom of Argentina to Alaska, and lots of these people do it in 6 weeks. But they just put themselves on Pan American Highway and up. They never see nothing. There could be any motorway in England, France, or any damn where. You know, and I just go and get lost in every country.
So that's what you don't take. You don't use maps.
Oh yes, I buy a map when I'm leaving the country I've just got lost in for the last 3 or 6 months.
I see.
And then I put down where I've been. Think I know where I've been. I never get the map because I never know where I'm going. So it's only when I'm going out, and then I think, oh, I'll look at my diary, because I put in a diary where I sleep every night, and I know where I've been. So I now know where I've been. But the next country, I don't know where I'm going. I'm only going through it.
Okay. Well, can we just backpedal a bit?
Yes.
Before you left,
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah.
What have you been? Had you actually retired by then?
No, I was
So
very
you're still
tired,
working?
but I hadn't retired.
Right.
No, I just went to fetch this Land Rover back
Right.
for 4 months.
Why were you going to get a Land Rover back? This was from South Africa.
The lad who used to work with me made arrangements to be the mechanic on an overland trip from Johannesburg back to England. Mechanic on a ex-English Army Land Rover 101 and trailer. Now, he was going to be the mechanic. The owner was going to drive and tell all about the wild animals. The owner's friend was going to do all the buying of the food, the cooking, and sorting all the visas out. I'm just a mechanic. There is passengers coming back to England in a trailer. We got, after about 2 or 3 weeks, the owner and his friend had an argument. So the owner, the friend who was doing the cooking and organisation of the route and the visas left. So that meant me and the driver. 2 weeks after the owner. 2 weeks after that, the owner had an argument with the rest of the people and left. And just give me, and said, you take it back to England. And he'd never seen me drive it at all. And I says, which way do I go? So he drew me a bit of a map on a paper. He said, that way. I said, all right. He says, here's 1,500 US. You take it back. So he says, all right, I'll take it back. And at that time, the Land Rover was broken down, and he was organising a petrol tank being repaired, which I knew wasn't going to be no good. But he was such a clever bugger, he thought he knew it all. And in fact, he knew nothing. So when we got the tank back, it leaked. It did a lot. The electric petrol pump was in the tank. They'd burnt that out. They'd done everything. And then I set off with the people.
So you still had all these passengers, these paying guests?
Yes, paying guests.
And how many of them were there?
There was 4, I think 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, were they getting a bit fed up by now?
They were fed up of him. But when I took over, they were suited.
Right.
Because it was a mystery trip.
So when were they supposed to get back and how long did it take?
Well, we didn't. So we carried on. I think we're in Tanzania, I think. No, I didn't get that far. I'm Malawi or Botswana. Anyway, I carried on and got to Kenya. And then I couldn't get visas because I was doing everything.
Right.
And now I only make butties. So after the first meal, they realised not to get me to cook for them. So we couldn't get visas in Kenya for Ethiopia or Sudan, because Kenya was having a war with Eritrea, and Sudan were having a war with themselves because they couldn't find anybody else to have a war with. So they just fighting between themselves. So I couldn't get, so I rang him up, he said take it back down and the people have to fly home. So I didn't go straight back down, I went to the east and west of Africa, getting many months to get back, which they were very pleased. Then when we got back, they had to fly back, so I rang my wife up, Judith, and I said, get our Jason to make a big box and put my bike in, I put all my clobber in, and fly it out as soon as you can to Johannesburg.
So where were you at this point?
I'm still in Johannesburg.
So you'd gone back to Johannesburg?
Yeah.
Right. And they were all flying back from Johannesburg?
I was there. So, and fly it back. Now then, why a big coincidence, the Land Rover, the man didn't know, was parked at my friend's called Alan Brandon, who comes from Colding. So Alan's a good lad. So I stopped with Alan, and my motorbike duly arrived in a box. So I got it out and got ready. But I didn't set off from Johannesburg and go up. I thought, well, I might as well go to the bottom of Africa whilst I'm here.
Hang on a second. We'll catch up with that bit of the story
Right.
a little later. Can we jump back prior to you going?
Yes.
So you're still working lad.
Yeah.
You had your garage, of course,
Yeah.
with your son.
Yeah. I was going for 4
How
months.
long have you had did you set the garage up originally?
Yes. No, well, I was in a partnership with Dick Baldwin, and then Dick left, and it was just me. And I've got photographs at home at Wood Hut. And the Wood Hut, I had it Wood Hut for a while. Then I built, at nights and weekends, the garage round the Wood Hut, and I had to open the new garage doors, and the Wood Hut was still inside. I didn't stop working. And then on one Saturday, with lads, we demolished the Wood Hut inside. And then the following week, we concreted a bit, and then the following week, so I never stopped working. I just looked around, and I've got photos of everything.
So how long ago is it you established the garage?
Oh, I was here since 44, I think. And it'd be about 30 odd years ago.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you ran that as a nice, successful business for
yeah. And until this, I want planning to go. I will go in for 4 months.
This was the trip from Joburg back.
Yeah.
So have you done much travelling
Before?
Yeah.
When I was 50, I'd never done anything before, and when I was 50, I arrived on the same motorbike down at garage, and at brew time, morning, lads were all sat down having us brew, and lad says to our here, where's your father going? I said, I don't know. Where are you going? I don't know. He said, well, you got your tent on and you throw over bags and your motorbike club. Where are you going? I said, I don't know, I'm 50, I think I'll go for a ride. And I didn't know where I was going. I thought, I'll go to Norway. Sounds all right. So I went to Hull and got a ferry to Norway. And then I went up Norway, and then across into Sweden, come back down Sweden, over into Norway, and there was a ferry there going to Faroe Isles. I thought, I've already heard that, don't weather forecast. I'll go there. So I went to Faroe Isles, and then from Faroe Isles, I went to Iceland, because there was a ferry going to Iceland. And now, when I was in Iceland, I thought, I'll go to Greenland. But I couldn't find a ferry to Greenland. And then a bloke told me, there's no roads on Greenland. It's only skidoos on ice. So don't bother taking your bike there. So I didn't. So from Iceland, I went back to the Faroes, and another ride round there. Then I got a boat to Shetland. I had a ride around the Shetland Islands, and then to Scotland. And then from Scotland, I come back down home. And I was just 4 weeks with that.
Right, okay. But it gave you a bit of a taste for adventure.
That's it, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, we haven't got onto that yet.
Yeah.
I thought you had.
No, not quite just yet.
All right, okay.
Yeah. She's very good, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
You can't hear her walk, can you? Because she's like me.
Well, she's tough. You didn't need to take your shoes off.
She's like you, same temperament.
Same temperament as me. I'm not like that.
I am.
No.
Yeah. You're worse.
No, I'm of an even temperament.
How far have we got? Oh,
Well,
so that was first then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it gave you a bit of a taste for adventure, didn't
Yeah.
it? You liked the idea of travelling, and you didn't have any problems with travelling on your own?
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you suddenly decide at a certain age that you were just going to tear off and just follow your nose for quite some time? Because you did 400,000 kilometres and you went for 14 years. Was there any planning or forethought?
No planning whatsoever.
Did you just leave?
I just left. I went for 4 months to Africa, and
Yeah.
it was a year. When I got back,
Well, let's.
yeah.
I think it's now time to introduce.
You see, it was well
let's-
developed.
Yeah, because what we'd like you to do here
Yeah.
is show us. Now you can stop there.
Yeah.
You can show us on that. Let me just check
I
your.
have I've got an old pencil I can...
No, no, no.
No, no.